Here we have a bit of quick battle shenanigans from Stormrunner, as I would call him, but he keeps switching his name on Steam, versus CC3's JB Crack 13. Alright. Scrag and Gorgers versus the Chaos Dwarves. Okay. Now, if you are a tournament-savvy person, you are going by tournament rules, you would say the Ogres do not have nearly enough models to be tournament legal. You would be correct, but quick battles are quick battles. And this isn't even that toxic of a build from the Ogres. It's just like, put 2 Noblars in and you're fine. So, it is what it is. For the Chaos Dwarves, we have 2 Bull Centaur Renders with great weapons, gives them armor piercing and anti-large. 2 Hobgoblin Wolf Riders. 2 Infernal Guard Fireglaves. I know Stormrunner really likes to bring these guys. Drazoth the Ashen, interestingly enough, with Dark Subjugation. A spell of... Ooh. Dark Subjugation, Spell of Hashit. Okay. He's on his Bale Taurus mount. Interesting. Bunch of Goblin Laborers, and then some Hobgoblin Sneak Gits on the far side. I thought there was 3, but I guess just 2. The other side for the Ogres, we do have 3 Gorgers circling about, gonna destroy the Sneaky Gits on the charge. God damn. So 3 of them. It looks like 3 Man-Eaters with Ogre Pistols, and then a front line of Ogre Bulls and an Ogre Bull with Iron Fist. 1 Mournfang Cav with great weapons, and of course Scrag the Slaughterer with the Maw, Troll Guts, and Bone Crusher. Because he wants to get that Cauldron of the Great Maw going, but he needs to get a bunch of kills to do so. So that's why he took some damage spells. He wants to get a nice Cauldron of the Great Maw and charge that up so he can heal his Gorgers across the map. Gorgers already routing off the Hobgoblin Sneaky Kids, but there comes the Maw. And it deletes the 3 Hobgoblin units. The Bull Centaur Renders barely take any damage. So the Cauldron of the Maw is... Okay, that's why this fucking ability sucks, and I will talk about it every single time I can. Scarbrand's ability sucks. All abilities in the game right now that are based like this suck. 11% intensity off 22 kills and that, like, beautiful The Maw. Come on. Come on. He has to do so much in a battle to fucking charge that shit up. It is stupid. It's so stupid. I hate it. Anyway. That shit should charge way faster. Drazoth lands on Scrag. 50-16 versus 88-46. Scrag's gonna fight back. Scrag has more health than you would give him credit for, though. Dark Subjugation also lowering his melee defense and leadership. He's fighting back a little bit. Bull Centaur Renders trying to go get onto the Man-Eater Pistols, and Ogre Bulls routing off all those Goblin Laborers while Gorgers attempt to charge the Fireglaves, but they are just going to get shot in their poor little Gorger faces, taking a lot of damage over there. Meanwhile, Scrag still holding his own, Butcher healing him up, the tier 3 army ability, and Dismember slowing down Drazoth. I guess just wanted to slow him in case he tried to run away, I guess? I don't know. Ogre Bulls, returning to support their Man-Eaters, might overwhelm our poor Bull Centaur Renders, and one of the Gorgers is already dead. A second Gorger is trying to get in under the Fireglaves, who are anti-large in melee, and man, those shots hurt a lot on the advance. Mournfang Cav are back. Scrag has not given up, with a lot of healing in the pocket for him. He does eventually tear out off, a little bit of a whoopsie, just as soon as it started to say nice things. But Drazoth is now trying to get away from the Mournfang Cav, and he's getting shot by Man-Eater Pistols. That might just take him out. His leadership dips, he will start to rout, but Bull Centaur Renders commit themselves to go take out those Man-Eater Pistols. Still a heaping pile of Ogre Bull type units in here. And Drazoth is routed, but he should return rather soon. Scrag comes back with his Mournfangs. In the distance, that second Gorger also bit the dust, trying to fight the Infernal Guard. More Gorgers killing more Goblin Laborers, just stacking that Ogre Kingdom's passive for these other units, while the Man-Eaters attempt to save themselves from the Bull Centaur Renders, who are attritioning out slowly. Their health bar is getting real low. They're doing pretty good damage, I'll give them that, but their health bar is getting low. Scrag gives himself a Troll Guts rather than his Man-Eaters. I honestly would probably give it to your Man-Eaters, focus on them more than Scrag, because you're going to need the Man-Eaters in the late game. As they attempt to fight back / shoot at the Bull Centaur Renders. Gorger's still chasing the distance like we talked about. Ogre Bulls, their Iron Fists, slowly dying to the Bull Centaur Renders, and Scrag is in. And Scrag's Great Maw Cauldron still has 11% intensity, so Gorgers across the map are getting 2% weapon damage, which is fucking insane! And a 0.02% heal. That is 1 HP per second. Wow, incredible. Man-Eater Pistols holding their best as the Brethren turn and shoot. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders running away. The Bull Centaur Renders also thinking about it. And if you get that Bull Centaur routing, you'll probably get the other one to go soon. But Scrag is going to get murdered by these Infernal Guard. You can't just walk up to them like that. Another Butcher cast onto him, but it's not going to matter. The Butcher should definitely be going on to the Man-Eater Pistols and not Scrag. Scrag was already almost heal capped. He was also just for sure dead. So some big mistakes coming in for the Ogres in the late game, especially just charging units one at a time into our friends, the Infernal Guard. Now this is better. Ogre Bulls coming up the front, Gorgers coming in behind. That is going to be much more effective as the Man-Eater Pistols successfully defend themselves and start to fire in. A Dismember will keep these Infernal Guard from running away. And now the damage is starting to come. Other Infernal Guard going to turn around and fire over their comrades. Maybe they will get obstructed. It looks like they are, in fact, getting obstructed. And now that's good damage for the Ogres onto those Fire Glaives that they've been unable to do so far. Drazov is still alive, just giving the Chaos Dwarves a little bit more leadership by staying alive. Gorger's taking a ton of damage. And the Man-Eater Pistols are just going to focus on shooting the Infernal Guard rather than charging them. I actually don't know what is the correct decision there. I would probably charge them, but I'm not super confident in that answer. Gorgers managed to rout one of the Infernal Guard. The other one is holding firm, but so are the Gorgers. Technically unbreakable. 4 models left on them and dropping rapidly in health. Man-Eater Pistols still trying to fire all the way over there. Looks like they're firing at the fleeing Guard instead of the ones that are still here. That could be a bit of a whoopsie. The Man-Eaters are managing to hold off the Goblin Laborers on their own. Bounce power keeps fluctuating wildly, though I personally think the Chaos Dwarves are in a good position because their Fire Glaives are going to rally, and now they should trade very cost-effectively against the Man-Eater Pistols, unless those guys feel like getting into melee sometime soon. Counterfire coming in. Both sides so depleted on troops that they are not near their damage capacities, but the Infernal Guard should still be a little better off in this situation as the Man-Eaters continue to poke in. Hobgoblin sneaky gets. Slowly sneaking back into the fight. Drazov, again, in the distance, just trying to exist. Is the Infernal Guard firing. Man-Eater's getting lower. They're still a pretty healthy Man-Eater. But yeah, I mean, imagine if you had that Butcher now. Throw a Butcher onto one of these Man-Eaters. Ugh. Rip. Rip over investing in Scrag. Last Ogre Bull support does shatter. So does a Hobgoblin Sneaky Git that was trying to get in there. Say hello. 1,700 total HP versus 7,000 total HP on the Man-Eaters. The Man-Eaters are pinging off that HP a lot more slowly. Man-Eater Pistols, we're going after Drazov for a little bit. Looks like they're going to turn back now and fire at those Infernal Guard. These Man-Eaters go into melee just for that charge bonus to give them the leadership they needed, and they're going to rout those Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits off, but they're just taking too much damage. Ash Storm giving our Man-Eater friends 20% weakness to fire damage. Dark Subjugation on them as well for less melee defense and leadership. But a Dismember for the Ogre Kingdoms onto the Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits. Really wanted those guys not to charge into melee till the debuffs are off, and I can respect that. Drazov is getting poked down by the Man-Eaters as the Infernal Guard continue to shoot into them. Man-Eaters down to half HP. Are they getting distracted? Drazov's doing his best to just be annoying, but his leadership tanks. He is going to run away. Nope. At the last second gets the charging buff he needs. Graven Scepter is popped, but now he's surrounded by Man-Eaters. Can they kill him off? They haven't landed a hit in a while. He's been sitting at 468 for as long as I've seen it. Down to 300. If he can die, the Ogre Kingdoms could get a leadership spike that could win them this game, but he's hanging on at 100 HP. The Man-Eaters are just really failing to get the killing blows onto him. Their leadership just skyrockets down, but that immune to psychology is keeping them in the fight. 40 HP onto Drazov, and shockingly, they did so little damage to him. And then they are going to rout. I am very surprised that they couldn't kill Drazov there. They just, like, he got to 438, and he stayed at 438 forever. Don't know what that was about. Bull Centaurs did pretty well. Infernal Guard did fantastically. Drazov honestly did okay too. All of the Hobgoblin units were pretty disappointing. On the other side, Scrag did better than I would have thought. Man-eared pistols did really, really well. Mornfang Cav did fine. Ogre Bulls did fine-ish. Gorgers also really struggled to do very much. GG.